Hi, this is Stacy with Gooseberry Bridge Farm, and today we are going to be talking about soil blocking. Say hi to Teddy.
Hi.
Teddy? Yeah. Soil blocking with the Swiftblocker. Alright, so I'm just unboxed my Swiftblocker soil blocker and scraper, brand new. Just got this from Swiftblocker. I will put a link to their stuff in the show notes. This cool little gadget you're supposed to be able to use, which I will show you in a minute, to scrape the soil, but also alright, got my bucket here that I use to measure my peat moss and compost, and I dumped one batch in there. This big soil blocker is going to take a lot more soil, obviously, than the little tiny 3/4 inch blocks, which I'm getting out to show you, see the difference. This is 20 3/4 inch blocks. This is 72 1.5 blocks. I'm going to add my rock phosphate and green sand to the mix and then wet it, and we'll get to filling these trees. It's gonna be a lot to mix at once, but I think it'll be worth it. Okay, so I think next time, if I want to do a double batch, I am going to bring in either the concrete mixing tub, which is like basically a bigger one of these. Like they come in different sizes. They're pretty inexpensive at big box stores, and or the wheelbarrow. Those are my my two thoughts. I mean, I'm gonna need to make bigger batches. It's just not something. I also need to pick out all these sticks, because yuck. Those aren't good for soil blocks. But either way, this will be done in a few minutes, and I don't know. I think I might get 2 of the trays out of it, maybe 3. I also need to make some small soil blocks. I'll show you in a minute how I have my seeds labeled and organized for today. I started them all in paper towels while it was cold. I'm gonna have to go get more water at the well. Now my hand's dirty. But I will show you the seeds. I marked each thing with what the seed was, but also what size soil blocks or trays in some case I want to put it in. Some of this is done. That's done, but it's not wet all the way through. All right, now we are set up. Got this. I'm just got this on the table right now. We're gonna see how this works. I can't really load it up in my tray because my trays are not flat on the bottom, and I don't know how it's gonna work, so I'm gonna try it. If I decide later to fill it up on the tray, I'll do that. And the other cool thing about this Swiftblocker that can't really be done in the mini soil blocker is that this right here, what I'm looking at now, is the top of the blocks. Oh, I'm getting it everywhere. So once I finish filling this, I could put my seeds on top and my vermiculite on top, and then it would all be kind of pressed together when I press the blocks out, which I will show you in a moment what I'm talking about. But I don't have any. I'll show you with the vermiculite, because I don't have any seeds that I really want to put on top of this right now. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with this round one. I mean, I have like a bag full of seeds over here, but I haven't decided what's going first. What are the priorities for today? Okay, let's try out our scraper. I think I'm doing this right. Oh, there it goes. Oh, and I'm blocking the camera. to put it into the corners. My technique, I'm sure, will improve with time. It's gotta pull the mulch out, and you can also use this scraper as a scoop. I'm just using my hands like a caveman because I'm not used to my new tools yet. I also don't really know how much I should pack this in because I've had some issues with my smaller soil blocks. I tend to pack in too much, but like this is way too loose on the edges. So I might have to just play with it because I just don't see, the middle ones are kind of packed in themselves, but the edges I need to add some more dirt. Anyway, I'm gonna turn off the camera for a minute. Okay, so I got this all filled in. Now, if I wanted to pre-seed these soil blocks, I would put this down. I'd probably clean it off first because I got it all dirty. Yeah, I would definitely clean it off first. Anyway, clean it, then put some seeds here and just push, scoot, you know, do that down the line and make sure one goes in each of the 6 holes, and it would be seeded very quickly. I spilled soil all over the place over here. Put that back in my tub. So now, another stick. I am going to put this into my tray and then push it back out. I really should have brought a tripod for you guys, but so I put the bottom thing that I was just showing you with the dirt in the tray. Then I put the top piece on, try and brush off, and then this is my 1020 tray, and then I'm just going to start wiggling this and squeezing and lifting, which I definitely need 2 hands for. You guys, it worked. First try. I think these are beautiful. There's a nice channel around the edge for watering. Everybody is secure. I only put the little, what are these things called? Dribbles maybe? I only put them in half of the tray because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I definitely like the way they look as far as for most seeds. Some tiny seeds could go on top, but if they were in these little holes, they'd be less likely to wash off during watering. I'm going to try to get one of these blocks out for you. There's a little, you can see the line from the tray a little bit on the bottom, but it's looking pretty good. Stick it back in there. I'm gonna see how this goes. I probably could have made these a little tighter, like this one in the corner. It feels like it's gonna crumble. Yeah, it definitely is. It's a mess, but first try. So I think that's pretty good. I'm actually just gonna take this corner one out. The other corners don't look so bad, but the next one does too. Okay, so I really need to push in around the edges more. But it was super easy to get out of the soil blocker, much easier than I expected. We'll see what I do with this. I might actually just put this all back and try again just because I messed up the corner. But this corner is fine. This corner is fine. This corner is fine. It was just that one side. So this is now a 70 cell tray. Okay, next up I'm going to try another method. I'm going to try putting the soil in while it's in the tray, which is going to make the bottoms of the soil blocks funky shapes, kind of to match the tray. But we'll just see how it goes. It's all about experimenting, right? Teddy's gonna help me make some soil blocks now. He hasn't actually even been out here to watch me do this at all. We only made about 4 trays worth of these big soil blocks today. for, this will be number 5. There's one, that's the first one I made. We put spinach and kale in the 2 of the others. And now we're just making another one. That other one is empty. We're just doing this so that Teddy can do it.
Let's hope people.
All right. So this, now that Teddy's filled it all up, 3 years later. So we have our little seed thing here, scraper. We were just using this, it's all dirty, to scrape this out. And now if I wanted to seed this tray, which I'm super duper excited to do this with my zinnia seeds, I would just put the seeds here and then move them to each hole and then move it on, like I mentioned earlier, and then pick up this next piece. Teddy's playing with our other soil blockers. He wants to make some giant soil blocks with this. There's like a spider web right there, buddy. That's gross. Anyway, these are 2-inch blocks. So here, I'll hold it over here. You can tell that they're bigger than these. These, you just can't fit very many of on one of these trays. I've actually never used that, that's why it's so clean, because I bought it in a set with the 3/4 inch, and I've just never used the 2-inch. They're just too big. Try to hold it still. Okay, Teddy's gonna film now. We put this is the top, we put it on here. I probably should have brought a tripod, but bear with me. And I'm gonna squeeze back and forth, and a little bit in the middle, and you can kind of feel the blocks releasing, except there's one over here that's not. I might actually have to open it up and see. This mix that I just put in here, I ran out of my, oop, there it goes. I think there was a stick in it because it was a little more less sifted. There it is. Just lift it off. You can see where it got stuck on this one. But it's all ready to go, and that is definitely partly, like the top half of these blocks are basically potting soil, and the bottom half is soil blocking mixed, because that's what I had. Can I have the phone back, Teddy? We'll be making a lot more soil blocks this year. Saves us tons of money and plastic on these trays to do it this way, and I think I might need another size Swiftblocker because that thing is awesome. I can't even remember what the other sizes are that the Swiftblocker comes in, but there are smaller ones. So that's the 72. I want to say there's one that's like 200. I don't remember, but it's whatever size the other trays usually come in. But I mean, because making 20 blocks at a time is not super practical, and I really do like the bigger blocks and how they fit, Teddy, how they fit in these trays. But now I want smaller blocks because I just do. Okay, and Annie is filling this tray while wearing her Christmas PJs. She's filling this tray with some Fox Farm Happy Frog soil, which we really, really like for peppers and tomatoes, but does not work for soil blocks. We're doing this basically so we can compare side by side how the peppers and tomatoes later on, we haven't started tomatoes yet, but how the peppers do in each kind of situation. The tray with the soil we really like, or the soil blocks with the new soil block mix that I posted in my last video. New to us. It's not a new recipe, it's one lots of people use. I'm going to keep working on my peppers here. These are blot sweet peppers. The super spicy varieties like ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers and whatnot take a little bit longer. The jalapenos are already popping out. It's only been 3 days, I think, 4 days maybe. Yesterday was 3 days, and we had 179 peppers germinated. So that was about like probably 10 to 15% of what the seeds I put in to the germination chamber. And then today we have that much again, it looks like. We haven't actually finished counting them yet or any of that. So when we do this, it saves room in the trays, it saves time, it saves loads of time. The last time that I didn't try to germinate my peppers on heat, it was 45 days for some of them to germinate, especially the spicy ones like the Thai chilies. They needed it to be like 80-85 degrees for a significant amount of time before they would germinate. So I just kind of, it's like using a heat mat. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just like what everybody else does, but it's different because I can fit 1,000 seeds into this germination chamber, and I can keep them all separate. So there's probably like 30 different varieties. And I put them in these boxes because I've got extra, but you can also use Ziploc bags. I'm actually writing the name of the pepper variety, which I will show you. Here's a look in my little container. This is the name of the pepper variety is written in Sharpie on the paper towel. So as long as I don't get these too dirty with my dirt covered hands, I can still read the pepper variety, and then I can transfer that to the tags on the trays. This tray is all blocked sweet peppers. I only need a few more to fill it in, which I really like to do with the soil blocks. I don't want it to be all different varieties. All right, so I'm going to show you my blocks that have plants growing in them. The plants aren't very big yet. Here are some status. Oh, you can see them better on this one, but this tray got dropped. That's one of the downsides of soil blocking. Drop the trays and you break the blocks. So, I mean, drop the other trays and you can make them look pretty again, but they also break. That one's also status. This one over here, you can see the little plant babies. Those are calendula and sage. Some of these, this one's dill, but there's nothing really to see yet. Actually, dill and cilantro. I've got some more on this side. This is kale, and this is spinach. Those are nice little cutesy plants. I think there's some more spinach still coming up. There's another variety here in the middle. And over there is more kale. Aren't they cute? All right, well, I think that's it for this video on soil blocking with Swiftblocker and everything else that's going on in here. So thanks for watching, and I'll keep you updated.